Cool.
Awesome. So welcome, Cito. Thank you for joining me on my live here. We're here to talk about onematchstick. And maybe those that don't know what I'm doing right now, what onematchstick is about. I started in 2006 with a matchstick, and I'm trading it up to try and help startup entrepreneurs. And I traded the matchstick for a pen, the pen for a toy, the toy for 2 books, the books for 2 cases of wine, the wine for a holiday, the holiday for 3,000 Rand. That cash was quite difficult to trade. I eventually chose a hot air balloon flight, and I traded that then with DJL for a party for 150 people. And that I then traded with the Spring Leaf guys, which is what I spoke about yesterday, for 375 T-shirts. And then I traded those T-shirts individually with a whole, like, over 200 people. And it took me over 2 years to trade that. And that's where we end up now in terms of recapping my story, where you come in, WONDERboom and Cito. So I am recapping this for a reason. Is I've committed to end onematchstick this year. So my first goal is that I actually do the final trade. And part of it, I think I've finally conceptualized that the idea of onematchstick was to have a space to help startup entrepreneurs. People we need more people starting businesses so they can create jobs and help our economy and get more people off the streets and have some dignity and earning ability. Yeah. So that was the idea. And since I started, a whole lot has changed in the ecosystem of supporting startups, but also now in the last 2 years in the world of offices. Offices are not seen the same. So that put another spanner in it, like, what am I trading for? So I think it's going to be a hybrid office, a bit of some space where we can do some live events, but also quite a bit virtual. And I'm really looking forward to helping that pre-startup phase, really getting people over the fear of failure, getting them to make an effort. Because once they get going, there's a whole lot of support. There's so many business incubators and interesting ways to find workspaces to go forward. So that's where I am now on this mission, and I'm busy recapping my story just to touch base with everyone I've traded with and to get the energy going. So it gets us up to, I finished the T-shirt trade, and there was a bit of a delay in Spring Leaf finishing their side of the bargain, which also got me a chance to just think of what am I going to do, because I ended up with a lump sum of cash, which I'm not disclosing the amount. I'll disclose it at the end because I'm trying to stick with perceived value, not monetary value. I learned that with the 3,000 Rand, it's very difficult to trade. So we're all about perceived value here. And I don't know what to do with I had to turn that money into something to trade on. And we had touched base when I was doing the T-shirt trade. I don't know if you remember when we first met, was I contacted you about my swarm party. I was throwing Africa's first swarm party to try and unlock a badge in Foursquare, a very old social networking platform.
I know, it seems like ages ago. Well,
yeah.
It was ages ago, but especially in technology's terms, yeah, that whole it's amazing. It's amazing. And WONDERboom is still around. When you approach us then about doing this trade exchange concept, it was such a, I thought at this, I actually first heard you on radio being interviewed, and I don't know who you were. I just heard you, I think you were on 702 or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
And 702 or 5FM or one of those stations. And I heard your interview and I was like, wow, what an interesting concept. And then literally a few weeks later, our friend Zia told me about you and hooked us up, and basically, and we met. When was that? What year was that?
So when we met for the trade, it was in January of 2012. The beginning of January is when I contacted you, said I've got something I need to turn into an experience, and I can't think of a better person and band, South African I don't know what the word is, but you're a legend, your band and that. I don't know what's the word for a group of people. Anyway, you have to say WONDERboom. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
So
in terms of legends.
so yeah. So then the concept that we came up with was Rock the House, which is basically offering a private party with WONDERboom as your entertainment, and we would bring production and crew, and we'd perform in a private capacity wherever you were, and even a bit of DJing at the end, which turned out to be quite an experience. But yeah, that's what we did. I can't believe it was that far ago. It was like 10 years ago that you.
I know. So 31st of January 2012, I announced the Rock the House WONDERboom experience as my item up for trade. And I know I had, I can't remember what, I'd have to go and read. I mean, rereading all my blogs to tell the story is quite interesting. But I think I've got here we got some offers in for the Rock the House experience. One was around the Orlando Towers bungee jumping. It was a very complicated, and it involved the business and EE and students and that. And I just wanted to mention that before I read the others, I remember every offer I got, I came and presented to you. And there was that one. I think another one was part of a festival. And I really admired your integrity in sticking with the concept of what we wanted to offer, or you wanted to offer, which is the private rock concert. Going to someone's house and not just then changing the integrity of the offer we were making. So we actually declined a few that didn't fit, and I always respect you for that we stuck with.
Well, as long as it worked out, I think it was important to just trust the concept and trust where you were going with. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to achieve your goal eventually. Is if you stick to your guns and all of that. But yeah, amazing how it turned out. And then, so what happened? I mean, what did we get in the end? It was the
just to this, I think that was the one I wanted to highlight. But we ended up trading with Renee and his wife at the time, Nina, for boxes of gear. I've still got them, the 3 boxes of all this different gear, from solar panels to tripods for your iPads and cables, and unfortunately it's been so long, I'm aware that some of that tech is probably outdated now. And that's my next step, is I've got to get hold of Renee. We're going to go through what's still really useful and valid. There was some solar panels, I think, were the most exciting items for me, and especially with all the load shedding we having it lately, it would be quite handy because they could charge your laptops and phones and stuff. So that's what we traded with Renee. And then, in September 2014, that's when we did the actual rock concert. You went to Renee's 30th birthday, if I recall. It was a big milestone for her. And it was awesome. It was a really fun evening. I was invited along. I don't know if you have any comments around the actual delivering of the house party.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. I think a lot of people like a lot of these sort of party or special events, like a wedding or birthday function, you get a nice mixed crowd of people. So a lot of people who hadn't seen us before check this out, and yeah, it was quite sweet. I had an incident while I was DJing with one of the guests, but yeah, there was lots of alcohol flowing, so but it was cool. It was lots of fun.
Party.
Yeah, it was quite a party. It looked like everybody had such a joy, and we certainly did as well.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, so I'm up now to where I currently am with my box of 3 gear that takes people off the grid, you know, can allow them to have an office anywhere, and I will be speaking about that in the next few days. But just yeah, to touch base with you, Cito, and thank you for being willing to participate, because it was a really exciting. I actually had a few photos. Maybe I should just
oh yeah.
And then I want to hear what you've been up to as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's us. I think
So,
Garth
yeah,
was.
so
yeah.
Garth was with us when we made the deal.
Trade, yeah.
And then he passed away on in 2013.
13, yeah, the year.
So then Jono fulfilled the part of the drums as the drummer when we eventually did the gig, which is
yeah, this is the gig. There's Jono on the drums.
There's Jono on the drums. He had just been with us for a year, so wow.
And I remember leading up to this, I would sneak into some of your rehearsal evenings to record a bit and take a few photos. I remember that as well. There's Nina with you. She was her birthday, all in the dark, and there I am with you guys as well.
Yeah, so cool.
So how do I stop this now? So what are you up to nowadays? I know you've just launched an LP, which is so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vinyl is the word you're using.
Vinyl, LP, records. Yeah, it's actually, I'm ashamed to say it's our very first vinyl release. And I suppose, you know, when we started, vinyl wasn't even a thing. I mean, it was always a thing, but in South African sort of merch terms, it wasn't really a thing. And yeah, we seem to have like avoided that for years and years, and we thought, what a better time to release our very first vinyl than to do it with our 25 it's like a quintessential kind of essential kind of release from old hits and new songs. And we put lots of love into the selection, into the making of it, into the design of it. It's really, really, it's a really sexy product. I love tangible things, especially when it comes to music and bands and all of that. And you know, I really appreciate you know, holding something and just going through photos and checking out lyrics and checking out as much information while I'm listening to my favorite band's music. It's just one of the things that has never really left me, and to still have that, and it seems to be making a really huge resurgence. To have that now in this digital world where everything is just like virtual and in the cloud and everything else. And it's kind of like it's quite a commitment, you know. It's down for good, it's there in the grooves, and it's, you know, something for everybody to hold and cherish. So we're very, very happy about that. We're about to go on an Easter tour. We're leaving on Thursday. Got 5 dates in the Cape, which we're really excited about. We're celebrating over 25 years of being in the business. So it's just a continuation of our 25th anniversary, and yeah, we've got a documentary that we're busy working on as well. It's also turning out to be quite a project. Very laborious, but it's going to be so worth it when it's done.
Sure.
So we're busy working with that, and yeah, man, we just trucking on, recording and writing new songs, and working towards our next album, which hopefully won't be too far now.
That's good to hear. And if people want to get a hold of that vinyl, where's the best place for them to find it?
Best places at our shows. It'll be cheaper at our shows. But if you can't get to our shows, we are busy integrating that into our merch store. So we've got an online merch store, and you can access that on Facebook, on Instagram, or on Twitter, or on our website, which is wonderboom.coza. And but yeah, I don't know if we've got it in stock yet. I know it's been in Cape Town because it went via Cape Town from Europe. So we've got our own personal copies. In fact, I've got one right here. I'm here talking about it, and it's right next to me.
Right next to you, yeah. Wow,
Like
look at that. Okay.
It's nice spot
That's
varnish.
beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, and then inside we've got like all these photos.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Like from all the years of fooling around and our different our different stories and moments. Yeah, very, very proud of it. Just check it out if you get a chance.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's, congrats again on your 25 years. So super, Cito, I just want to really thank you again for being part of Onematchstick. I hope to invite you to the house, office warming at the end of the year.
Yeah, that sounds
that
so
I get
exciting.
there.
I've got some questions now. You spoke about how the whole what was the word you used? It wasn't ecosystem. It was ecosystem, of how everything sort of really changed over the past couple of years with regards to like offices. If I look at my wife Linda, her company, they do change management. They don't even have a fixed office anymore. They're all working from home, and they have like a meeting place that they rent for specific meetings that have to be done in person. I don't know if it's called a space or something like that. But if I think about entrepreneurs and like what you're trying to set up there is like a space that's got all sort of technology that helps them communicate and obviously fiber and all of that, and having like facilities to network and to meet. And are you looking at even the spaces where they can, if there's sort of artisans that need actual lots of big space where they can create and get more sort of hands-on, or is it all, are you just looking at a cyber kind of space?
Well, that's what I was starting to think of a hybrid. I mean, it's interesting, the guy who designed the Onematchstick t-shirt, Stephen Chu, yesterday, he actually described an office. He said it's not really about the physical space, it's just an office to facilitate work, business. So I was thinking that's a nice way, like what do we need to create that would facilitate startups to start their businesses? So I'm hoping for a hybrid. If I could partner with someone, the final trade would be with someone who has some kind of
space,
bricks and mortar, actual office space.
Yeah.
Where we could do some events there. There could be those that need an actual desk in a room or a bench, as you say, that it could be that, but then do a lot of the mindset part, because I think the gaps if you look at say in the ecosystem, I've tried to keep up to date with all the things that are out there to support startups. And depending which stage you are on your journey, there's different incubators. Like I know Race Corp prefers you to have been in business for at least 3 years before they will take you on, whereas there's others that they help you with the first 6 months. But there's not much that I can see that helps you with the preconception phase, the part before you actually say you register the name and you hand out your first business card. So that's where I think we can play, and that's become also one of my specialities in my coaching, is the fear of failure, helping people overcome that fear of failure, fear of performance, your performance anxiety, the stepping out there and actually saying to the world, here I am, I've got something to offer. That is a very scary phase. So I started Bravery School. And Bravery School, part of what we did this year was set a courageous goal for the year. And so hence my courageous goal, because my students also, my clients ask me, what's your goal? Was to finish One Matchstick. That's why I'm on a mission. It's my big goal for the year. But in that kind of Bravery School concept, where we would tailor it for how do we start a business? How do we come up with ideas and get over that fear of failure and put it into concrete so that you can make use of the office space and as you say, the networking, maybe some training, maybe some actual live events as well as then online events, because and also when it comes to offices, when I started, there were no shared offices, co-working spaces. I remember just my little coaching practice trying to find an office that I could rent by the hour. It was so difficult. Whereas now it's the norm. There are so many options for that. So I'm not trying to compete with all of those. I think they do. I'd rather be channeling people there. So the One Matchstick space would be where you can come to and find all those other people. When your business is ready enough, you move into the next incubator or you. So that's where my thinking is right now. And I need to put that, I've got it, half of it on paper. I need to finish it. And then I've got a particular person who actually offered me offices many, 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 many years ago. And I turned him down. At the time, it was only for a year and I wanted a longer time. So I'm going back to him first. I'm giving him first option to see if he wants to still trade with me. And then I want to work backwards. So if I know who I'm trading with, I'm going to say, what do you need? Because I've got this boxes of gear. And how do we, if you don't need the gear, what do you need? Because then I'm going to go find someone who's got that and see if they want the gear. You know what I mean? Work backwards as well as trying to work forward. So that's my strategy for the next few months.
Nice. A good strategy.
Yeah. Let's hope, let's hope it works. Otherwise, the big conversation also with entrepreneurship is when to quit. It's actually, sometimes we always say you should never give up and never quit, but there is sometimes a time to quit. So that will be, if I can't see myself going, I will have that conversation towards the end of the year. So in other words, it ends this year so that I can move on and do something with the story wherever I get to by the end of the year.
Cool. Yeah, you need to close a chapter, whether it's fulfilled or it's or it's not.
Or if it's time to quit. It's an idea that's lost its timing. But we're going to see. So that was the idea of the recaps, is to get some energy talking about it while I formalize my plan.
Cool.
And now we're ready to, so.
Well, if you need any more assistance in the future, just let me know. You've always got us at your back. We're here for you, and we believe in your dream, and we need more people like you doing what you're doing. So it would be great if it does work out.
Yes, that's what we're reaching for. So thank you, and I suppose that's it for this part of my recap. And thanks for your time. Please send my regards and my love to the other guys, Martin, Wade, and Jonathan. Hope they all doing good and enjoy your Easter concert, your Easter road trip tour. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone, and speak to you soon.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.